So, good afternoon to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us here in the circle. I'm so excited to see you, and we're just coming together this Sunday afternoon, coming together for connection, inspiration, expansion, and healing. And I'm Kathy Brook-Wong, Reiki Master, and your host. And I'm very excited to introduce today's special guest healer, um, Alejendrah K. East. I'll do a little introduction to her. She's having some technical difficulties, so we don't see her yet, but she's very worth the wait. And I know she's brought some of her friends here. Um, our special guest healer is a passionate instructor in the areas of natural health, emotional and spiritual intelligence, personal and leadership development. And today she's going to be sharing about bringing in, clearing off negative creations and negative things that have been blocking our path. And we're going to be identifying them and clearing some off, and then going into conscious creation, the things we really do want in our lives, the things we do want to bring into to manifest at this time. And I have known Alejendrah for about 10 years. I met her 10 years ago in San Diego at a Money and You seminar. And there were a lot of people that came in to share throughout the weekend. And she was so dynamic and so engaging. I just went up to her and I said, I have to know you. So we've been in other other trainings since then. I've experienced this topic a few months ago online, and it's going to be fabulous. And I'm going to be sharing a little bit about what Reiki is for those who are kind of new in the circle. And I'll share Reiki with you distantly, and I'll tell you a little bit about what that looks like in a little bit. So I would like to start off before we get started. Let's open with a circle, and I would love all of you to share just a little bit about yourself. So basically, your name, where you're zooming in from today, and because the topic is conscious creation, I would like you to, tell us what comes to mind when you hear the word creation. So just tell us in like one or two words, like when you hear the word creation. So Doug, will you please start? And you'll have to unmute yourself. Oh, can't you unmute yourself? Oh, there you go.
There's more buttons to press on your phone. I'm used to doing this on my computer. When I hear, I think of feeling grounded and connected to myself, and I think of intuition.
Thank you. And where are you zooming in from today?
Oakland, California.
Thank you. And Monique? And then we'll have Natasha. Will you share?
Hi, I'm Monique Furuwike. I'm zooming in from Huntington Beach, California. When I hear creation, I hear creating and creating of oneself and also crafts. And I was doing a photo album today, finishing up of my kids, and it was a nice place to be, of creating and cutting out things and seeing old pictures. So when I see the word creation or hear that, I feel of so many different things, but just the possibilities.
Oh, I love it. Okay, great. Thank you. And Natasha, and then Madge and her sister-in-law, Sue.
Hi, I'm Natasha Maskell. I'm zooming in from Fountain Valley. That's Orange County, Southern California. When I hear word creation, I get inspired. And first thing that falls in my mind is actually creating new career that would be more fulfilling, more directly working with people in service.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
And clarity.
Oh,
need
I love
clarity.
it. Yeah, love it. Matt?
Hi, I'm Madge, and we're zooming in from Irvine, California. And when I think of create, I think of the word art. And for me, that means making something original. I like to knit. And so most often knitting means following a pattern, but occasionally you kind of go off the grid and make something you really didn't intend, something unique.
Thank you. And Sue?
Okay, and I'm Sue, and I'm at my sister-in-law's house here in Irvine. And when I think of creating or creation, I think of the manifestation, external manifestation of something that originates from within yourself. So it can happen, and the manifestation can be multiple things, but it comes from the inside and manifests to the outside.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And Mafe, and then Rosario. Hi.
Hi, I'm Alejendrah's friend, and I'm joining you from Las Vegas, and I used to live in Orange County, so hearing most of you from there, it's kind of like bring back memories. So anyway, talking about uh, creation, for me, it's making that of which not present appear, whether it is in form or not in physical form, because it can be happiness is not something in physical form, but we could make it happen. So yeah, very exciting word. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So I love to ask a question like this because we're getting so many different ideas of what comes to mind when we think of creation. So before we continue introducing ourselves individually, Alejendrah is here, and we'd love to just have Alejendrah just real quick because we're having our opening circle. But yeah, I've already introduced you, and if you'd like to unmute and briefly tell us your name, of course, where you're from, and just a little bit what you're going to share with us today. I did a little pre-share, but let's hear from you since you're this guest speaker.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Kathy. Can you hear me well?
Yeah. So just briefly tell us what you're about, and we'll continue with the opening circle.
All right. So I have prepared information that I think is very relevant to all of us because we are officially in the Aquarian age. And if it's the first time that you hear this term, the Aquarian age, please let me know. Okay. And there are a lot of ways on how we create. Thank you, Doug. Later I will explain. So the way that we are creating, and with Kathy, we talked about how important it is that we are conscious about creation, because whatever we're doing right now, it has a ripple effect in ways that at times we're not even aware of. And the negative potentials that I'm gonna explain to you about, it's really very important that we learn how we create them, how they manifest, okay, and then how we can dissolve them as well. So far so good. Anything you want me to tell them?
No, that's great. And how about for you? The question is, when you hear the word creation, what do you think of in one or two words? That's what we're going around and saying.
Creation for me, it's a co-creation. Yeah, it's co-creation. And I will not go in detail because that will be a whole class.
That's perfect.
Empowered co-creation. That will be the words for me. Empowered co-creation.
Love it. Okay. Thank you. So we're going to continue around the circle. So Rosario is going to share, and then Lily, and then we'll have Robin. So Rosario,
Hello. Yes. Can you hear me?
where are you
Yeah.
coming, where are you zooming in from, and what do you think of when you hear the word creation?
Yes. Hi. I'm zooming from San Diego, in Chula Vista, actually, California. And yeah, when I hear creation, for me it's art and create something that comes within me, something amazing that my like in my world. There's a lot of I'm a creative person, so
Mhm.
so there's a lot of my inward world is so amazing, and when I put it out, I can see that creation that's in me, and I love that.
Beautiful.
I just love
Thank
it.
you. Thank
love
you. So we're going to keep it a little short because we have a lot of people and a lot to share. So just in a word or two, Liliana. I know it's hard to keep things to 1 or 2 words. I can't do it, but we'll try. Unmute yourself, please.
Hello, yes, I'm Liliana from Colombia. I'm in Bogota, and creation from me is bringing from nothing something special. Is that bringing from nothing that exists and make something special.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. And we'll have Doris and then Robin and then Vicky.
Hi. For me, when I hear creation, it makes me think of a future goal, or in yoga, we might call that a bhavana or a future dream. So that's what I think of.
Oh, lovely. Okay, Robin?
Sorry. The first thing that came to mind, I'm sorry, was sex. And creating a life, and then I came up with making, and then a community somehow is in there.
Oh, love it. Thank you so much, Robin. Let's have Vicky share and then Jackie.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, hi. I'm zooming from Los Alamitos, and for me, creation, I think of openness and freedom, kind of like there's no pattern, no playbook, just, whatever you do is okay. Can be new and unique.
Thank you. Jackie, welcome back. I haven't seen you for a while in the circle. Unmute yourself, please. Thank you.
Okay, I guess just for me, I think creation sometimes I'm learning through this pandemic I've been doing book club with Madge, and just some of the words that I'm just visualizing more than ever, I think, because we've been slowly going through reading like paragraphs to where it slows you down to where you can think a little differently. So creating something through the reading has been kind of insightful for me right now.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing. And we have Kari and then Doreen and then Lotus, and then we'll have an opening blessing. Hi, Kari.
Hi, and sorry I'm not on video. But for me, creating is having when you're thinking positively, just ongoing positive thoughts, you can create and manifest anything.
Thank you. Doreen, are you available to share? And then Lotus, if you're, hi, Doreen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Doreen. I'm from Singapore. And okay. So for me, creation is a process of visualization and then designing to take actions to make into to develop it. So it's some kind of like you're creating or co-creating a project with someone that you will never know how it will turn out to be. So it's a piece of art for me.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then Lotus, are you available to share?
Yes, thank you so much. So happy to be here because just to add something different into the mix, I have a very challenging relationship with manifesting. I was told because of my birthday, I have a little bit extra oomph there. So very grateful to be a part of this group. Thank you.
Thank you. And it was lovely. Thank you, everybody. We have people from Colombia and Malaysia and all over the country and the world. So this is really exciting. Next I'd like to have an opening blessing. And I thought I'd bring in Irish goddess Brigid. And the question I'd like to ask, just continue to have you think about, is what moves your spirit to create? Is it a place, a deity, a time of day, a person, or a belief? And so I'd like to introduce you to Brigid, and I'm going to show you a photo or kind of a picture. Can you see her? Yeah, I was in Ireland about 4 years ago, and I really connected with her. And so she is a Celtic goddess of new beginnings, the arts and creativity, inspiration and poetry, midwifery, and healing. So to begin, I'd like to say a blessing, a creativity blessing in honor of Goddess Brigid. Bridget. And so I'd like you to close your eyes, please. And you can just sink into your chair. Just breathe deeply in and out. So we've arrived and we've shared, and we're so excited to hear from our guest speaker today. And so I'm going to mute Lotus. Can I do that here? Lotus, if you please mute yourself, I'd appreciate it. So close your eyes and sink in. And if you'd like, you could put your hands over your heart or in your lap comfortably. Creativity blessing. Goddess Bridget, guide me with your flame and light. May I see clearly the path required. Make my hands, heart, and mind work together well in creative joy. Fire my soul at times of darkness with hope and new directions. I will listen for your artistic wisdom. Feel your mentorship beside me always, creating with passion, sight, and determination. So that was written by Sherilyn Darcy. Okay, so just one more little thing that I'll be sharing with you very quickly, and then we will have Alejandra share her beautiful gifts. For the friends who are new in the circle, I'd just like to tell you about Reiki, in case you've heard of it but not sure what that is. And so basically it's a hands-on healing method. It's using universal life force energy. That is the energy, the key, or the vital life force energy that flows through all living things. And so the word Reiki comes from Japanese, Rei meaning universal, and Ki, which is that energy. And it's an abundant, gentle, spiritual energy. It's not tied to any religion, this practice. Reiki practitioners just bring in to their bodies, or just bring into their aura this beautiful energy, and we direct it to people, things, conditions, situations. And so it's just used in a very beautiful, gentle way for balancing physically, emotionally, and mentally. Okay, and that's kind of what it is. And today I'll be sharing it with you distantly. Rachel, I'm just curious, how many people here have experienced a Reiki from a healer? Okay, yeah, so it can be shared through time and space. It doesn't know any boundaries. It's very intelligent. And so while you're with Alejandra, I will be doing that in the, kind of in the background to just facilitate a beautiful healing and openness and love. Okay. So my friends, here we go. Alejendrah, we are so ready for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will have you unmute yourself and enjoy, everybody. You have to unmute yourself, please.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Just before I go, I just want to know how much time do I have?
At this point, you have until you're a different time zone. So
Yeah.
Doing the math, let's say 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes.
All right, so we're gonna
50 minutes.
crunch time. 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Tops. All right. Okay,
50.
we can do this. All right, and before we start, I want you all to please stand up first. We're gonna move a little bit, okay? Just move your body. Come on, everybody on your feet. Okay. This is to activate yourself, okay? This is accelerated learning. All right, shake, 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 shake your body. Okay, and this is so that you can receive new information. And I want you just to touch your feet or your knees, okay? And then you go up, 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 and up. On the top, you're gonna go whoosh. All right, good. Now you can take your seats. Thank you so much. Okay, so very, very quickly. The process of creation, and when we're talking about conscious creation, and by the way, I really hope that you have pen and paper, and I highly recommend you that you use color pens, and this is to stimulate the right side of your brain so you can collect more information and process information at a way faster way, okay? All right, so we're gonna crunch time here. We can do this. All right, so what comes to mind when you hear the phrase negative potential? What comes to your mind? And I'm gonna give you a few moments just to write it down because we're gonna start with that, okay? What's a negative potential? Because the thing is that we do create from that. A negative potential, what does that mean to you? So I'm gonna give you just a few moments, all right? So just whatever comes first to your mind, just write it down. Don't analyze it, all right? Whatever comes first. What's a negative potential? Yeah, so just let me know. Okay, so what's a negative potential? And how come this is so relevant in our lives right now? That's the second question, okay? Why do you think it's relevant for all of us, every single person here? Why is it so relevant? Why is it, how come is it so relevant? Okay, I mentioned at the beginning that we are officially have entered the doors of this Aquarian age, and conscious creation is part of it. Okay. Yes, Natasha, if you can share with me on the chat, will be really, really wonderful. And also, please let me know if you can actually hear the music that I'm playing. Can you hear it?
We can, but it's very low. Was it intended to be very low?
Yeah. Self-judgment. Okay.
Alejendrah, would you like everybody to put in the chat their word or what they think, or are they just
Yes,
writing on their paper?
Yeah, if you can, just write it first on your paper, and then when I will ask you to share later on, yeah. Yeah, and thank you, Natasha, for saying it. All right. So thank you so much, and just please begin finishing up. So whatever you wrote so far, that's perfect. Okay, that's perfect. And in a moment, we're gonna have time for sharing. All right. So a negative potential, and I want you to really, really pay attention to this, because we create from our thoughts. And now, and I want you to take a look at this. Okay. So you will be generating, okay, from your thinking. Now, it could be a fearful thought. This could be also judgment. It could be anger. It could be guilt. Okay. Now, when you generate a thought and then you repeat it enough and you give it the right amount of energy. Now, energy is emotion, right? Then it will give you this kind of, sad looking, crappy looking result. Okay, anyone can relate to this? Raise your hand if you can relate to this. Yes, we all go through that because we are humans. It's okay, all right? And if one of you in the group, if we have someone who actually have been trained really well to judge yourself and to beat yourself up for the thinking that you generate, please give me that whip. Hand it to me now. All right, stretch your hands. Hand it to me. Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna put that on the side, okay? Put it on the side. All right, okay, all good. All right, so I want you to take a look at this. Now, let's say that your negative potential is based on fear. Now, we human beings are just like trees, okay? And what you usually see is this. You will see the tree, you see the soil, the trunk, the branches, the leaves, and the fruits, correct? But what you don't really get to see is this one, is this root, okay? Now, when do you think this root gets developed? And I want you to write it down, just top of your head, just write on chat so I can gauge. Okay, what's your understanding? There's no right or wrong answer. Just write it down. Where do you think this comes from? These roots. All right, Natasha says childhood. Very good. Okay, Mafe says from the seed. Yeah. So Mafe, where do you think that seed comes from? Okay, so please write it down. This is actually quite useful for me to see.
Experiences, past experiences.
Correct, yes. The first one, from the media, childhood, religious teachings, parents. Very good. Bad experiences. All right. Thoughts, emotions, all very good answers. Okay, so I'm going to give you a deeper understanding on how we humans get programmed. I'm not, Kathy, did you mention I am an instructor for hypnosis? I teach people hypnosis and I teach self-hypnosis. And part of the teachings of hypnosis is a very powerful tool, okay? And we can use it to liberate the part of our mind, the subconscious mind, from these stinky roots. Okay, I call it stinky roots because they're really stinky. Okay. All right. So that stinky winky root comes from, can you give me a drum roll, please? Do I hear drum roll, drum roll? Yay. Thank you. Okay. It comes from, what's that? I did my best effort to draw you a pregnant woman. Okay. All right, early childhood, I love my mom. Okay, very good. Okay, it's all good. It comes from this period, and even this is a big baby. All right, but I tell you one thing, guys, that I got from practicing this for decades now. Okay, and I do take care of people with different kind of psychosomatic illnesses, trauma, depression, anxiety, you name it, and even autoimmune diseases. Okay. And what I can share with you from my practice is that all the time, something happened during pregnancy. Now, you have to think about this. Okay. So mothers will only get to know that they are pregnant when? You tell me. When is the time when a mom or a woman knows she's going to be a mother? So already have passed what, 4 weeks at least? Since, 2 weeks after, thereabouts, right? 2, 3, 4 weeks, correct? So during those 2, 3, 4 weeks, or whatever the time is, until the woman realizes, oh my God, I'm pregnant, a lot of things could happen, correct? I'm going to tell you just a very quick story. So this is Peter with Susie. They are engaged, okay? They love each other to bits, okay? And they're walking down the street, right? And on the other side of the street, then they see this couple. Oh my God, this couple is fighting like cats and dogs. Oh my God, right? And these two, they pass by, and Susie just thinks, oh, these crazy people, they should find a private room to have that kind of fight. They shouldn't do it on the street. That's all she thought, okay? Now they pass by. These people are really far away. They don't even see them. But our friend Peter is different, right? He got triggered. He started getting a little bit upset, right? Now, Peter and Susie, they planning their wedding. And Susie asked Peter, hey, Peter, did you send Maria the email that she's been waiting for 2 days? Because she needs to confirm some details about the wedding. That's all Susie told this Peter. Nothing else, right? And then what do you think Peter did? He got triggered. And then he went, rah! Almost bites Susie's head off. Oh my God. Can you relate to that or something similar? Out of the blue, he was so lovey-dovey. He was holding her hand, so in love. And all needed to happen was for these two to be fighting, right? Now, very quickly. So our friend Peter is the kind of baby, okay, that witnessed fights even before the mother knew she was pregnant. Because once a mother usually knows that she's pregnant, then the woman really starts looking after herself. But the thing is that even 1 week or even the first day, even the moment when the egg and the sperm meet, there is consciousness. And then this new being will be absorbing all the information that comes from the environment. Okay? So the first environment for a human being is the mother. This is the first environment, right? So then this new being will be developing ideas. And I tell you something, this new being, okay, compared to an adult, it's very literal. Please write that word there, okay? It's very literal. Now, there is a part of the mind that a lot of people have no clue that exists, because unless you train to be a hypnotherapist, then you will not know about it. And I'm going to share this with you. It's called a critical factor, okay? This is the part of the mind that will be comparing the information that comes from the outside with the information that it's already recorded in the subconscious mind. That's why it is so critical for women actually to have a very healthy and very conscious pregnancy, because then this new being will be collecting information. So the critical factor for a person, it only starts forming at the age of 8, 9 years old. Do you hear me well? 8, 9 years old onward. So before 9, before 8 years old, that child will be literally collecting and receiving and installing all that information in his or her subconscious mind. Okay. Now, and this, it's actually really important that you really get it, because it has to do with reality, and it has to do with those negative potentials, okay? And it has to do with how, okay, we end up with this, okay? So you have first, okay, a thought that will trigger a feeling, you will give it certain energy, and then you will have this result at the physical level. That's the only time that you know, or you can actually trace all the way back to that original thought that triggered that feeling, that made you make certain decisions, and that made you behave in a certain way. Can you relate to that? Can I see show of hands? Okay, you follow me? Yes. Okay. Very good. Very, very, very good. Okay. Now, if you are the kind of person that don't even know that you have created from negative potentials, it's actually really very important that you start really thinking about this, and not just thinking, but you have to take action in order to create a different kind of result. You all get me? Yes? Yes? Okay, very good, very good. Okay, so we're gonna make a pause here, and I want you to just write down, what do you think is a negative potential that has been recurring in your life? Okay, what's that negative potential that has been recurring in your life? Just write it down. I'm just gonna give you just a couple moments. Okay, begin finishing up. Self-sabotage, yes. Grief. All right, very good, very good. And please stop. Thank you so much for sharing. Good, very good. And I'm actually checking here. Self-judgment, lack of worth, lack of self-worth, grief, yes, self-sabotage, judgment, not worthy, not deserving, shame, not good enough, very good, worthiness, excellent, very good, very good. And please write, I invite you to please write down there, okay? Now, I just want to make sure that I say this and you really get this, okay? So anything and everything that is shared in this classroom, because we are in class, yes, okay? And we are all students and teachers at the same time, okay? Today, it's my turn to share with you, to teach you something that will really help you, all right? All good? Yeah? So I just want you just to know that there is no judgment. The only judgment that exists is in your mind, in your own mind. And there is a reason why you have created that pattern of self-judgment, okay? And the good news is that you can actually get rid of it, okay? You don't have to stuck with that. All good? Go. Relief, right? Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about fear, because fear is one of those primary feelings. I'm not going to go in detail now as in how we generate feelings, because there is a pathway to that due to time. Okay. We're going to be really, really effective here. So there are two types of fear. Two types. Okay. And the first one is healthy fear. And the second kind of fear is unhealthy fear. Okay, you hear me well. Healthy, unhealthy fear. Now, what do you do? Okay, and I want you to all close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment. We're going to do this exercise together. Okay, so just very quickly, close your eyes and just imagine that you are about to cross the road. And as you're just about to cross the road, from the corner of your eye, you can see a car coming at mega speed, super fast. And then what do? What happens? You don't even have to think about it. You will have an immediate reaction, which is the fight or flight response, right? So that's healthy fear. Please write it down, okay? So that's healthy fear. So that's the kind of fear that we need in order to navigate ourselves in this three-dimensional reality. If you didn't have that healthy fear, in a matter of very short time, you could be taken out of your physical life. That's why it's important. Okay, so healthy fear, we have to keep it there. All right. But there is another kind of fear, which is the opposite, I already mentioned, which is the unhealthy kind of fear. Now, that's the fear that really sucks. Say it with me. Sucks. Can I hear you? Sucks. Okay. Yeah, I know that you're muted, but it's good. You have to let it out. Okay. So that unhealthy kind of fear is the fear that will keep you very small, is the fear that doesn't help you move forward, is the fear that makes you choose things that don't support you, okay? Is the fear that really, really sucks. That's why I say it really sucks, okay? And that fear usually has to do with the past, right? Now, so this chain, it's of course is invisible. You don't see it. Okay? You don't see it, but you can feel it. You know it's there, right? Okay, so how many of you have this thing that you feel that it's like, oh my God, I know that if I can let go of this, I know my life will be so different. Share, hands up. How many of you have something like that? Yes. Right? You know that you get rid of that, oh my God, you will be thriving really in life, correct? We all go through that. All right. Now, the other thing that I really want to share about, because I saw grief there and worthiness. Worthiness has to do with fear, okay? Not good enough, also same. Worthiness. Defensive. Okay, this has to do with anger, okay? Self-sabotage also has to do with self-worthiness, right? Shame, it goes hand by hand with guilt, okay? Grief has to do with loss, right? So you guys can actually write down there, what do you think is the negative potential that you have been creating from, okay? So please write that down, because today we're going to bust it, okay? At least we take the first step, okay? In 45 minutes, there's so much that we can do, okay? Later we can do more. All right, so self-judgment, okay. All right, so take a look at this. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole thing now. Wait, but you can read these words. Anger and guilt. You can see this flip chart, right? Anger and guilt. Now, I want you to think about anger and guilt as two sides of the same coin. Interesting, right? Anger and guilt are two sides of the same coin. Now, what do you think it's underneath? What comes below anger and guilt? First thing that comes to mind, please write it down in the chat. What do you think is below anger and guilt? This will liberate you guys. This will really, really, really help you. Okay, Natasha says, not good enough. All right, keep on digging. Come on, write it down very quickly. Come on, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. All right. Okay, explosive reaction. All right, thank you, Doreen. Grief, sadness. Okay, thank you, Robin. Doug, violation, a violation. Yes, Doug. All right, not meeting expectations of a self. Thank you, Natasha. All very good. Now, are you ready to know what's below anger and guilt? Guilt, it's and shame and guilt, about the same thing. Okay, take a look at this. Okay, there is this perception, I don't know if you can read this, of unfairness. Something is not fair. That's why we generate anger and guilt, right? Now, if it's, okay, someone did something wrong to you or someone that you care about. Say, for example, you are a mom. You're a mother and someone comes and do something really wrong with your kid. What's going to happen? You're going to feel really angry, pissed off, right? You might get into rage even, right? Because it was not fair, right? Now, what happens when you are the one who feels or have the perception that you did something wrong to someone else? Then that's guilt. Guilt and shame, same thing, right? So what's underneath below anger and guilt is the perception of unfairness. Please write that down. It's the perception of unfairness. And so whether if it's anger or it's guilt, the first thing you're going to do, it's always you have to do first a reality check. I'm giving you already the solution, okay? This is how you deal with anger and how you deal with guilt and also fear. For these three things, the first thing you're gonna do is a reality what? Reality check. Now, why am I asking you to do a reality check? How come? How come I'm asking you to please do a reality check every single moment? Because at times, our minds and our ego, listen to this word, ego, ego, is so clever in making you upset that at times will recycle information stored in your subconscious mind and will make up stories. Okay? Right. So that's why you have to do what? Reality check. Now, that's right. Thank you, Vicky, to make our perceptions accurate. Yes. Okay. And Doreen says to make a shift, to make it a conscious choice. That's right, Doreen. Correct. Dog, to be conscious. Check with emotions. All good. All good. You're really good students. I'm loving this. Yay. Give yourself a hand. Want to see you clapping? Come on. Acknowledge yourselves now. Good. Okay. Thank you. Very good. So we do reality check because at times our perception could be not accurate. Now, what happens if it's accurate? I gave you the example of fear, healthy fear, right? So if a car is coming really, really fast at you, I mean, that's reality. Yes, it is dangerous, so you will fly, correct? But if you have this anxiety rising up inside of you, anxiety comes from fear, right? It's an exacerbated fear, right? You do your reality check and nothing is happening, then you come down right away. All good? Yes? Okay. Now let's go back to anger and guilt. This is going to change your relationships. So pay attention, okay? Look, first step. So you do your reality check and you will ask yourself, was this really unfair? Was I unfair to that person who jumped in front of me and was rude? And then I asked the person, hey, can you please be kind? And can you see that I'm also lining up? So please don't cut me off. That's fair, correct? So then you don't feel guilty because that person did something, right? But if it was just your mind telling you stories and then your perception was not accurate and then you reacted, right? And the answer is no, then you let it go really quickly. Okay? Now, what if someone did something to you or someone that you love and then you do your reality check? So your perception was accurate, right? You do have the right to feel angry. Feeling angry is not a bad thing, right? So now I just want to make a real quick pause here. Okay. Worldwide, this is not just in, in the United States, in Asia, in Singapore, in Colombia, here in South America. This is worldwide, in Europe, everywhere. Humans are humans. And I can tell you this because I have taken care of many, many, many clients from different countries. Okay? And perceptions for a human being are the same. What's not fair for you, Doug, who you live now in the States, it probably will not be fair also for Liliana, who lives in Colombia. Or it will not be also fair for Doreen, who lives in Singapore. Okay? I just speak on 3 of you guys because you come from different parts of the world, right? So we have to have accuracy. That's why we do a reality check, right? Now, so your reality check tells you that, yes, that person that did something wrong to you or to your loved ones, right? Yes, it was not fair. Then step number 2, okay? And I want you to write this one, okay? You have effective communication, step number 2. Number 1 was reality check. So if your perception was accurate and it was not fair, then you move on to step number 2, which is effective communication. In this step number 2, then you can tell the person respectfully, hey, you know what you did really made me feel in this way. And most likely that person will understand you and will say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. And actually what was happening is that something really terrible happening with my family, and I was just so reactive and I didn't mean to react that way with you. Yeah, can you all relate to this? It could happen, right? So then on that second step, your anger will dissipate because then you understand the person didn't really mean to hurt you. Now, what if you go through step number 2, which is effective communication, right? And still you feel angry because what happened was just, oh my gosh, it was just too much, right? And you still feel that anger. Now, what if the person that did something wrong to you is super dead? Oh my God, it's buried seafood under and it's not here. Gone, 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 bye-bye. You can't talk to the person, right? Unless you do meditation and then you connect with consciousness, right? But say that you didn't do that, right? Person's gone. You can't talk. Or maybe the person has moved somewhere in the world that you have no idea how to find that person. It happens. Now, third step, please, 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 eyes wide open, heart wide open. Step number 3 is what? Forgiveness. I'm not sure if you are writing, actually, you can see this correctly, but it says forgiveness. Now, forgiveness, you see this heart, oh, my cute heart with wings? It means it frees your heart. Oh my God. So forgiveness is an intelligent choice. Okay? So forgiveness is a gift that you give to who? Yeah, point at yourself. Correct, yourself. Forgiveness is a gift that you give to you. Correct, that's right, Rosario. Yeah? Yeah, forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself, and forgiveness is the ultimate balm, B-A-L-M, just want to make sure that I say correctly, balm for your heart and for your soul. So you don't hang up, with, this asshole, blah, 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 and then you let your mind recreate the scene over and over and over. Oh my God, that's being a masochist. So please stop that, okay? Yes, so shall we all practice forgiveness? Yes? Raise your hand. Oh, I see those hands. Yay. High five. Okay? So that's forgiveness. Forgiveness is liberation for you. It's the best gift that you can give to yourself. And at times it may not be easy. And just to illustrate this, okay, I'm just gonna share in a nutshell an event in my life that was so painful. And I have over the years grew in my forgiveness. When I moved to Singapore, I lived in Japan. Let's go back a little bit more, okay? So I moved to Japan from Peru. I'm from Peru. I'm from South America. And I moved from Peru to Japan when I was 18. There I met my children's father, okay? And I fulfilled my dream of having the perfect family. That's what I wanted so badly. Because I come from a broken family, so-called broken, right? So I wanted to do it right? And then we moved to Singapore. That's why Doreen is here. Okay? She's my friend from Singapore. And in Singapore, something happened. So I thought that my children's father was cheating on me, but then I realized that he wasn't just cheating on me, he was cheating with me, with a man. Yeah, Natasha's going, oh. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, that was so devastating. It was, and my kids were young. Hannah, my daughter, was 3 to 4, and my son, she was 4.5, and my son was just a baby. Well, it was 5 and 1, but they were very young. And in Singapore, we just moved to Singapore. I didn't have family. I didn't have friends. So I had to swallow it all up, right? And then in my mind, I thought, I can fix this, and I'm going to fix this. I'm a very determined person. And I said, this is not happening, and I'm going to fix this. And that's how I got to learn Reiki and healing. That was the first thing that I learned to at least, soothe myself and make some sense. But nothing changed. Then I got myself into learning belly dancing, because I thought that I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't attractive, I wasn't sexy, right? And I was not woman enough. So then I thought by learning to you know, do the belly dance thing, you know, and maybe I can win him back. I had a very strong competitor, you know, nothing worked. Then I just didn't know what else to do. And I started getting into depression and anxiety. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I'm losing it. And I started getting suicidal thoughts. This is serious, guys. It's for real. And then I thought, well, no, I cannot kill myself, because obviously I have these 2 young kids that they really need their mom. And then then I asked God, please help me. Send me a sign. And then I found NLP and I found hypnosis. And then I started receiving therapy and learning. And that is actually what really got me out of that dark tunnel. And I'm grateful to that event, because that is actually the event that pointed me on the direction that I needed to step forward. So it's all good, right? Right? And I'm so grateful to my kids' dad because it was a gift in disguise. And if I got locked myself into this asshole, right? And I can keep on going because I said all these big words, okay? How dare you? Okay. Right? And then the forgiveness process began. And then we had events happening in our family also recently that I was thinking, oh my God, this man, what's in his head? And I can tell you that I still was in the process of forgiveness. It's like a ginormous onion of forgiveness. And I can tell you that recently, I can really say with all certainty that I have completely forgiven him. And I even got to tell him, you know what? You have always been my best friend, because that's how we started our relationship. We were best friends and we were best buddies. And I said, I miss you. I miss our friendship. I miss our family. And I want you to know that no matter what happens, I'm here for you. I'm here for you unconditionally. And as I said that, I had felt this weight lifted. Forgiveness is a wonderful, wonderful gift, guys. And if there's still something that is lingering with someone in your life, it's very important that you do let go of that. Because once again, mentioning this Aquarian age, we are in a completely different stage in the human history. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about this, okay? Because I think it's a real right time for that. So everything that we have done up to 2012 was the beginning of the opening. And recently is that the door has opened even wider. Okay, so, and I don't know if you have heard of this 5th dimension, merging into the 5th, we are on the 3rd dimension. I'm going to give you a nutshell, okay? Because this is another class altogether, okay?
And Alejendrah, we have about 5 more minutes, just letting you know.
All right, good. Okay, thank you, Kathy. Okay, so I'm going to do it very quickly. Okay, so we are going back to source. We have come from these higher dimensions, our souls, and please really open up your mind, open up your heart, because this information, you're receiving it because of the fact that you are here. Otherwise, you would not be here, okay? Okay, my Liliana, my friend from Colombia, she's going like, oh my God, what is she telling me? All right, so this is all good news, because we came from these higher dimensions and we descended onto this 3rd dimension to go back again. And part of that process to go back to that higher dimensions back again, we need to do our inner work. We cannot go there with this weight on us. So forgiveness is a really powerful tool. So please begin with that. I know that we had, crunch time here, and I really hope that you have learned something really powerful, because that's been my intention. Okay. And I vouch for you. You can make it. So all these stories that you have, collected in your subconscious, in your mind, and you recreate over and over, it's time to start, cutting off with that. I want to help you with that. You can look for me. Okay. So this is something that you don't have to keep on playing again and again. You can cut off these chains, and you can get unfrozen from some event from the past. And Kathy, is it okay for me to share what I have, the invitation that I have for them?
Sure, yes. So we're going to be sharing how to contact Alejendrah and I, and we're going to end in the closing blessing, but we are going to stay on after 4:15. So anyone who'd like to continue with this conversation and share your experience or have a question, we'll be happy to stay on after the official ending for you to have a share at the very end. So yes, my dear friend. So hold on, give me a second.
Yeah.
So go ahead, and Alejendrah, and tell us a little bit how to get in touch with you and what you're up to.
Thank you. Oh, you made it really beautifully. Thank you so much. So yeah, thank you. So the Alejendrah.life, that's the blog that my husband so lovingly is building for me. It's still under construction, but meanwhile, you can send me a WhatsApp or Telegram to this number, okay? Or you can send me an email, either way. And yeah, if you have questions about what I shared so far, please, do we have Q&A now?
Sure. I think what we're going to do is share a little bit of, you had something you want to invite people to, and I'll share how to get a hold of me. Let's have a kind of a closeout because we end officially at 4:15, but let's have a Q&A for, all whoever would like to stay.
Yep.
So is there anything else you'd like to share, what you're up to?
Well, I'm committed to helping people get rid of these frozen states and these chains, because it is so important that, remember that at the beginning I shared the tree. We have to get rid of the roots, because the thing is that, just think about this. If you have an apple tree, say an apple tree that has been giving you bountiful apples, and then suddenly the tree started giving you rotten apples, right? And all you do, say that you start just cutting branches and giving, some nourishment on the soil, hoping that the next year you're going to have a really good harvest. But because you didn't realize that your roots got a virus, then the tree got infected. You have to treat the issue at the root level, right? You have to get rid of the virus. And that's what I do with people all the time. I help them identify what's that stinky root that is creating those stinky results, those stinky fruits. They don't come along. They have their reason to be. And I want you to just to think about this, because sometimes actually we have been taught, this is learned behavior, guys. You have been taught that if you have bad results, so-called quote unquote bad, you're a bad person or something's wrong with you, right? You have probably either been taught that, or someone implied it by word or deed. And then you believe that and you got stuck with that, right? But I want you to know right now that that is not true. So these negative potential that you created, these are springboards. You can use them to transform yourself. You can use them to grow. That's why you're here. And you can use that to really shift your current situation. It could be health. It could be your relationships. It could be your relationship with yourself, not relationship with others, right? It could be your business. It could be relationship with your children or your family. It could be anything, right? But the root is here, and this we have to dig it out. We have to get rid of this. Otherwise, if you chop the tree, say you chop the tree, and I don't know if you're seeing me, but if you get rid of the tree, but the root stays underneath the ground, guess what? Water will come, the rain will come, the sun will come, and tree will grow again. And then you find yourself in square one, right? So you don't want to go back to square one, because we are in a new era and we have to move forward. That's what I want to say to you guys. So please be in touch with me. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you so much. And we will definitely stay on. I know we have some questions in chat, and that's awesome. For some friends who are new to me and just everyone here, I did want to celebrate today. It's been my 1-year anniversary since I started these online Reiki and Healing Arts sessions as a reaction to COVID and becoming a Reiki Master. So I did want to like balloons and yay. It's been 1 year since I've gone online. I've had Alejendrah is my this is my 31st or my 32nd Reiki Healing Arts Circles and meditation groups. I've had 21 different guest healers, over 450 participants. So I did want to say thank you so much for showing up today and being part of the party. Just coming together for connection, inspiration, expansion, and healing. It's been my blessing, and it's lovely to have you all here. I also wanted to just real quick for friends who are new to me, Mafe and Liliana and Lotus and Doreen, you could take a quick snapshot of this, and so you could know how to contact me by email and check out my website. Also, today is just a beautiful gift from my heart and Alejendrah's, and love offerings are always appreciated. So if you remember to just take a snapshot of this, and a love offering of any amount keeps this going, keeps some the exchange of love and abundance flowing. So I'd appreciate that. So real quick, a few things. Also take a screenshot of this. I'll be happy to send it to you. I'd love to have you keep on coming back for meditation, for healing arts. I do want to do a quick plug. I know we're coming to an end, but May 16th, my friend from Stockholm, Switzerland, or Sweden, we are so like international here, Sebastian, he's going to be talking about, sharing about Qigong, and he's going to be teaching us this Chinese method of exercise and healing techniques for meditation, controlled breathing, and movement exercises. He's a beautiful soul. We have June 13th, connecting with sensuality as a spiritual, connecting with our body, mind, soul. So that's going to be a really hot one. I can't wait. A lot of new healers that have been enlisted. So the love just keeps going on and on. Also, just real quick, if you're in the Southern California area, please take a screenshot of this too. I have in-person events right here in my home, in the garden sanctuary of my home. So the next one is with Doris, and I know Doris is here in the circle, and we're so excited to do yoga, breath work, Reiki together. Please join us. And so yes, I do have a few more events. You could take a picture of this. And Doug, who is here in his car, he's coming from Oakland to Orange County for shamanic journeying and Reiki on July 17th. So those are a few things that you can continue in this circle, both online and in person. So Alejendrah, thank you so much for sharing. It's been wonderful and powerful. I know there's going to be questions and answers. Will you please bless us with a kind of a closing prayer?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Sure. Yes, we can.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can. I love.
Okay, I was wondering. Okay, well, thank you so much. All right, so let's do a blessing. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's activate our chi. We have very powerful energy centers here in our hands, and just in front of your heart, just in front of the heart level. Yeah, heart level. Yeah, yeah, that's good. And just feel your hands just beginning to warm up. Okay, now slow down, and you can place your hands over your heart, and just take a nice deep breath. And breathe out through your mouth, and you can close your eyes if that helps. Yeah, and whatever is happening around you, just let it go. Just don't pay attention to that. That's good. Just focus on your heart and just breathe in and out from your heart. And I just would like you to imagine that your heart is a beautiful golden sun. And as you breathe in, that golden sun begins to expand and grows bigger and bigger. That's good. Just few more breaths through your heart, your golden sun. Very good. And just picture that from your heart begins a beautiful tube of light, golden light begins to descend, and it pierces through your whole body, and it goes all the way down to the earth, our beloved Gaia, Mother Earth, and it goes deep down, down, down to her core. So you are connecting your heart to Mother Earth heart through this golden tube of light. And give thanks to our Mother, respect, and just tell her whatever you want to tell her right now. And on the next breath, just breathe in her energy. Just deep breath in. And you bring Mother Earth energy into your own heart. And just allow Mother Earth energy and your heart energy to become one. That's good. And just feel that yummy, yummy, delicious energy in your heart. And now, as a next step, you're gonna send that tube of light upward this time, going all the way up, 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 and pierces through your crown chakra, and it goes all the way up. And we're gonna connect this tube of light to the center of our galaxy, the great central sun of our galaxy, and just plug into that wonderful source of energy. And again, giving thanks and grace. And on the next breath, on the next in-breath, you're going to bring that energy into your heart. Deep breath in, and that energy begins to anchor in your heart. Now you have the energy of the Divine Mother, represented by Mother Gaia. You have the energy of the great central sun, represented the Divine Father, and you are the Divine Child. And just feel these three energies merging. You have created sacred alchemy in your own heart. And just feel that, cherish that. And as you keep on breathing in and out, that energy begins to expand. Expand in the shape of an apple, circulating and flowing everywhere. This is sacred geometry. This is the torus, all flowing. And you are blessing yourself, you're blessing your home, you're blessing your environment, and just expand that torus, blessing your neighborhood, blessing the town where you live, the city and the country, and together collectively we're blessing the world. How wonderful. And you can do this practice anytime. It feels so good. And you can do it all the time. Om Shri, 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 Om Shri. Take a nice deep breath and just see that energy that you have expanded in the shape of an apple begins to come closer and closer to your heart. And you just close it and close it and close it. And just lock that energy in your heart, giving thanks to your divine self, thanks to the Divine Mother represented in Mother Earth, Divine Father represented in the Great Central Sun, and our Creator that is everywhere and everyone. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Thank you so very much. It felt wonderful. Much love to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kathy.
And thank you so much, Alejandra, for sharing your enthusiasm, your gifts, your wisdom, the blessing, everything. And thank you to everyone here for your conscious participation in this sacred circle of love and light, of harmony and beauty. Lots of light we just created. Your energy is so needed on this planet at this time. So namaste, everyone, and thank you. We will stay on. We would love to hear from you. If you need to leave right now, please drink a lot of water. There's been a lot of
yes.
healing done. Journaling would be helpful. A little nap, be gentle with yourself. So blessings on your way.